Sounds like you had some unexpected visitors out there.
Those two beasts came out of nowhere. Who were they?
Victor Creed and James Logan Howlett. But I'm sure they'd prefer to go by their current aliases.
Sabretooth and Wolverine. Those two have been at each other's throats for decades.
Wolverine? Then he is a werewolf? I did not sense that from either of them.
Because they are mutants. Like me.
You are like them?
I will not be howling at the moon anytime soon, Hunter. It affects us all in different ways.
There are some things you'll need to become familiar with in our post-atomic world, Hunter. Mutants being a big part of that.
A blessing or a curse in the blood, depending on who you ask. I can explain further if you must know.
In the meantime, I need to look into what's happening in New York. Wolverine is an honorable man, if a bit rough around the edges. Sabretooth, on the other hand, is a homicidal maniac. The fact that he's got his sights set on you is definitely not good news.
Wait, you know Logan?
Who do you think first told me about you? You'd be surprised how many people have found their way into these woods over the years, and once they do, they tend to find a way back. I doubt this is the last we have seen of either of them.
Wonderful.
Logan and I are not exactly best friends or anything. He's more my brother Piotr's friend. Like I said earlier, we're all mutants. Not to freak you out or anything.
You say mutant as if it is a bad thing.
In some parts of the world, it is a very bad thing. You've been sleeping in a grave, so you've missed out on the anti-mutant hysteria. The Mutant Registration Act, all that crap.
So it is safe to say that things in the modern world are not easy for your kind.
That's an understatement.
So you and these other mutants, you all know each other from Russia?
Hardly. We're all part of the X-Men. I mean, not currently. But I guess once you're an X-Man, you're always an X-Man.
Just like a midnight sun.
I guess so.
And this Sabretooth, he is a mutant. Does that make him an X-Man as well?
Definitely not an X-Man. He and Wolverine go way back. Who knows what their feud was originally about? I doubt they can remember either.
He has been tracking us for a bit. He was the presence I sensed at the docks.
Are you sure it was him and not something else?
I hope this Wolverine takes care of him, so we do not have to worry about it.
You should be so lucky. Logan and Creed have been chasing one another's tails since before I was born. If Logan ever killed him, I think he'd be so overwhelmed he'd pass out.
Thank you for explaining this to me. It seems I have a lot to learn.
Of course, mutant society is small but super complicated. But all you need to know is that Sabretooth sucks.
So, ready for shop class?
I am ready.
Right on.
Wait, what's Tony doing here?
It's interesting how you solved the heat problem.
Is that a good interesting or a bad interesting?
Neither. It's just not what I would have done.
Right.
I have no idea what's going on here. Parker didn't invite Tony, did he?
I can ask.
Okay, I'll hang tight.
Okay, before you ask, Tony kinda showed up and started talking.
When is the last time Tony Stark was booted from a club? It could be today.
As funny as that would be to record and post to Superlink, I'd rather recruit him than boot him. I don't know how to talk to rich people. Would you mind?
All right.
Thanks, Hunter.
Hey, boss. Fancy meeting you here. I didn't picture you for the technical type. Wait, no, I'm seeing it. You're someone who's always appreciated horsepower.
What brings you here, Tony?
I couldn't sleep. Saw Parker slip off with a backpack full of gadgets. I was tired and bored, so I followed him here. You know, the only time I've seen the Hellride is when it's on fire. You think Robbie will let me poke around under the hood?
Tony, your place is in the forge.
Oh sure, when I'm there, I'm in charge. Here, I'm just a flying man on the wall. Look, this isn't my thing, and I don't want to make it my thing. I'll stick around as long as Robbie and Parker are cool with it.
All right. We should ask them.
The two of you heard me, right?
Yeah, sure did.
So, what do you think? I'll be completely invisible.
Like Sue Storm?
Like a slightly taller Sue Storm.
Yeah, we're happy to have you. I mean, as long as the shop doesn't become a Stark subsidiary, I'm good.
Scout's honor.
Then welcome to shop class, Tony.
All right. You kids do your thing.
We have no big threats on the horizon, so today we're going to retool some of our gear.
No big threats? What about Lilith?
Shop class deals with known quantities. Lilith alters fundamental scientific principles just by existing. She's way out of our league. Besides, we have a ton of ideas in the backlog for these personal prototypes. It all depends on the components at hand. Now, let's put these pieces together. But first, let's talk components.
Are these components enough?
Components to spare? I'll see if we can whip up something extra. So, are we good to go on this project?
I am ready.
You ready to leave?
I am ready to go.
So, Tony, did you have any thoughts on the project?
Who, me? I'm contributing now?
We, just wanted to know what you think.
The Hunter has more options against the Fallen. I think shop class has already proved its worth.
Really? You think?
That's my observation.
Tony Stark is looking over our shoulders. How cool is this, Robbie?
It's extremely cool.
Oh, Tony Stark is extremely cool. You heard it here first. No comment. But that's some good work.
Hunter?
We need to talk.
Yes?
Nothing. Never mind.
Okay.
Meet you up, friendo.
Hunter, if you're receiving this message, please come to the central console as soon as possible.
That's odd.
Dr. Banner, you've re-emerged.
I'm sorry, Hunter. Probably not the best impression of me. But now I'm back.
And we are happy to have you back, Doctor. We were worried for a brief moment.
Thank you for your concern, but I'm fine. Doing better than our comm system was. I was knocked offline by a spike in gamma radiation that tore through the electromagnetic spectrum. Bad day to be a Manhattan cell phone tower. But don't worry, I've isolated the problem here. No more blackouts, I promise. But I am concerned about the other ripple effects this gamma radiation could have caused. That's why I would like to scan you and see if the shifts in energy have affected you.
Anything, if you think it will help your research.
Immensely. It's quite possible it can give us a clue on how to counter this gamma shift. Just stand very still. You shouldn't feel a thing. And we're done. Once I analyze this scan, we'll all be much wiser. Thank you, Hunter.
Our Avengers house guests are hogging the comms to chat with the
Look at that map. We've got emergencies all over the globe.
Hydra is staying true to its multi-headed namesake. They're currently active in New York, Paris, Moscow, Singapore, Los Angeles. The list keeps growing.
They caught us off guard. We'll put them back in check.
With what, Tony? Avenger forces are spread thin as it is.
Temporarily. We're back in contact with Banner, and we still have the tower.
And that's supposed to make us feel better? We thought we had the sanctum until we didn't.
Well, I'm sorry, Stephen, but your overrated metaphysical library is not my state-of-the-art militarized tower. It will hold...
Hold what? Your ego? You'll need a taller tower.
Oh, coming from the man who literally calls himself Supreme.
Are you two finished yet?
Every second we waste arguing, Hydra takes another bite out of our ass.
Fine. Then let's stop arguing and take a bite out of their let's just stop arguing.
I took care of that for you.
Sending? Your friends out to fight isn't the easiest choice, but we all know what we signed up for. What's new, Hunter? We'll cut through that encryption in no time. Want to read something that'll make you weep? Take a... This should keep someone busy. Bye.
Give me a sec. Okay, what's up? Take your pick, Hunter.
I'm happy to help, Hunter. I suppose you're wondering about that argument.
I do not think there is a single spell you are unfamiliar with.
Do your thing.
Hydra's goons are getting a little too comfortable for my liking. I think it's time you took them down a notch.
Oh, we could do that.
No mercy for the servants of Lilith.
As a child, I feared the servants of Lilith. Now I teach them to fear me.
Watch. They still haven't changed their minds.
Here we go. Anybody else feel that? Coming at you.
They cannot possibly match your strength.
Never surrender.
Try harder next time.
Going to have to fend off another attack from the Fallen. Lilith is relentless in her approach.
You ever get deja vu, Eddie? I feel like we do this a lot. Maybe this is what you need.
sealed.
We will make you pay for that. Do not touch us!
Okay, I felt that one.
No time to lick our wounds.
Ready for a crossover?
We will heal faster than you.
Power of the light.
First you die, then we eat.
What manner of creature are you? Follow my lead. That would stop me.
Get my head on straight.
Targeting systems active.
Must adapt to the situation, or risk losing it all. Hail that! You had your chance to escape. Their best was still not enough for us. Behold the light's gift.
Every little bit helps.
Don't try that again.
victory. We're going to pay for that.
My spidey senses are tingling.
Take them out. I am not sure I can keep this up.
At least monsters are wild and unpredictable. These rent-a-mercs have no gumption.
Confirmed enemy target.
Take this! I'm not sure if it's ethical for people like us to beat up chumps like you. That looked like it hurt.
I saw a move like that once, centuries ago.
They're not holding back.
Firing solution ready.
They're not giving up yet.
I may need some help here.
Mining systems damaged.
Weak, even for Hydra. You have earned this. Lilith has sent you here to die. I hope you are prepared.
I've got some scores to settle.
I'm going for it. Should come in handy.
Scanners picking up reinforcements. Serve her with honor.
Still waiting for them to try something.
it's up to me.
Running diagnostics.
Ooh, that really looked like it hurt. You might not wake up from that one.
That was something. Hey, that hurt. Hostile reinforcements inbound. I'm not done. Just need a break. One more time.
I'm just following orders.
And I thought Venom hit hard. Wow. Try this on for size. Just the boost I needed.
I will not fall again.
We will never forsake her.
That won't slow me down. More Hydra coming in quick.
I think I pushed my luck.
I'm on it.
So that's how that works.
Hardly a scratch.
Maybe, I don't know, you should have asked Lilith for cooler outfits?
Here we go. And what did we learn today?
Hopefully they learned their lesson, but we all know that's wishful thinking.